One single mistake with beetroot juice after 60 can completely cancel every benefit it was supposed to give you. And the terrifying part is that most people make this mistake every single morning without even knowing it. What you're about to hear goes against everything you've read online, everything you've been told at the health food store, and possibly even what your own doctor has suggested. Because there's a right way and a very wrong way to use this powerful root after your body crosses the 60-year mark. And the difference between the two isn't just minor. It can literally triple the effect on your circulation, your blood pressure, your energy, and even your brain. Stay with me until the end, because the number one secret I'm going to reveal today is something that almost nobody talks about. A specific combination so powerful that one clinical trial found it improved blood flow to the brain by up to 49% in adults over 65. 49%. And yet, almost no one uses it correctly. If this information seems valuable already, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It helps this reach more people who need to hear it. I'm Dr. Eleanor Whitfield, a physician specialized in senior health with over 15 years of dedicated clinical experience. I've worked with thousands of men and women over 60 who were doing everything right on paper, eating clean, exercising when they could, taking their supplements, and still feeling exhausted, foggy, and frustrated. What I discovered in my clinical practice changed the way I think about one of the most celebrated health foods of the last decade: beetroot juice. And I refuse to stay silent about what I've seen anymore. Here's what's happening inside your body right now. After 60, your body produces significantly less nitric oxide. We're talking about a 50 to 75% reduction compared to your levels in your 30s and 40s. Nitric oxide is the molecule responsible for relaxing and widening your blood vessels. Without it, circulation slows down. Blood pressure creeps up. Your muscles don't get the oxygen they need. Your brain doesn't get the blood flow it needs to stay sharp. You wake up tired. Your legs feel heavy. You forget words mid-sentence. You get winded climbing one flight of stairs. And here's what terrifies me most about this. Most people are told this is just normal aging. It isn't. Not entirely. It's a correctable, reversible physiological problem. And beetroot juice, when used correctly, is one of the most powerful tools we have to fight it. But the key word there is correctly. Because done wrong, and you're pouring money down the drain while your circulation continues to suffer. What I'm about to share goes through the most common mistakes people make with beetroot juice after 60, ranked from bad to catastrophic. And then I'll tell you exactly how to use it the right way, the way that triples the effect your body actually receives. Let's start with mistake number 7. Mistake number 7, using store-bought processed beetroot juice instead of fresh or cold-pressed. Walk into any grocery store and you'll find row after row of bright purple bottles labeled beetroot juice. They look healthy. They even make health claims right on the label. But here's what most people don't realize. The moment beetroot juice is pasteurized and shelf-stabilized, it loses a critical portion of its active nitrates. A study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that commercial heat-processed beetroot juice retains only about 40 to 60% of the nitrate content of fresh, cold-pressed juice. That means before you've even made a mistake with timing or combination, you've already lost nearly half the benefit just by picking up the wrong bottle. After 60, your body already struggles to convert nitrates into nitric oxide as efficiently as it once did. You need maximum nitrate concentration going in, not a diluted, processed version of it. The fix is simple. Look for cold-pressed beetroot juice, or better yet, juice fresh beets at home. If you must buy packaged, look for unpasteurized, refrigerated options, and check that the only ingredient is beet. No added sugar, no citric acid, no preservatives. Those additives interfere with the nitrate conversion process in ways I'll explain in a moment. Pro tip: one medium-sized raw beet, juiced, delivers approximately 300 to 400 milligrams of nitrates. Most commercial bottles deliver 150 to 200 at best. That gap matters enormously after 60. This brings us to mistake number 6. Mistake number 6, drinking it at the wrong time of day. Timing with beetroot juice is not optional, it is everything, and most people get it completely backwards. Here's the science. After you drink beetroot juice, it takes approximately 45 minutes to 90 minutes for plasma nitrate levels to peak in your blood. That means if you drink it and then sit down on the couch, you're wasting the peak window. The nitric oxide boost you worked for goes nowhere. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that consuming beetroot juice 60 to 90 minutes before physical activity, even a light walk, maximizes the cardiovascular and muscular benefits. Blood pressure drops more significantly. Oxygen delivery to muscles increases. Endurance improves. For seniors dealing with circulation issues or high blood pressure, the sweet spot is drinking your beetroot juice 60 to 75 minutes before your most active part of the day, whether that's a morning walk, light gardening, or physical therapy exercises. Don't drink it right before bed. Don't drink it and immediately sit still for hours. Give your body the window it needs to use what you've just given it. Transition. But here's where things start to get more serious. The next four mistakes don't just reduce the effect, they can actually work against you. Mistake number 5. Using antibacterial mouthwash before or after drinking beetroot juice. This one shocks almost everyone I tell, and I mean everyone. You might be thinking, what does mouthwash have to do with beetroot juice? Everything. Here's the mechanism. The nitrates in beetroot juice do not convert directly into nitric oxide in your stomach or bloodstream. The first and most critical conversion happens in your mouth. Specific beneficial bacteria on your tongue convert dietary nitrates into nitrites. Only then does your body complete the process and produce nitric oxide. When you use antibacterial mouthwash, especially the common commercial brands containing chlorhexidine or cetylpyridinium chloride, you kill those bacteria, every single one. A landmark study published in Free Radical Biology and Medicine found that using antibacterial mouthwash completely blocked the blood pressure lowering effect of beetroot juice in healthy adults. Completely. The nitrates pass through the body unused. Now imagine what this means if you're using mouthwash every morning and evening, like most health-conscious adults do. You're not just reducing the benefit of your beetroot juice, you're eliminating it almost entirely. The solution is not to stop brushing your teeth. It's to switch to a fluoride toothpaste without antibacterial agents and avoid antibacterial mouthwash entirely if you're using beetroot juice for cardiovascular support. If you must use mouthwash, use it at night and drink your beetroot juice in the morning after several hours have passed. Pro tip, never rinse your mouth immediately after drinking beetroot juice. Let the saliva do its work for at least 20 to 30 minutes before eating or brushing. Mistake number 4, adding lemon juice or citrus to your beetroot juice. I know, every health blog and wellness video out there tells you to add lemon to your morning beetroot juice. They say it improves the taste and adds vitamin C. And the vitamin C part is true. What they don't tell you is what the citric acid does to the nitrate conversion process. Research shows that highly acidic environments in the mouth and stomach can disrupt the bacterial conversion of nitrates to nitrites. The beneficial bacteria on your tongue that we just talked about function best in a slightly neutral pH environment. Dumping citric acid on top of your beetroot juice right before you drink it shifts that environment in a direction that reduces their efficiency. A study from the Clinical Nutrition Journal found that adding citrus significantly reduced the bioavailability of dietary nitrates from beetroot in older adults compared to consuming beetroot juice alone. Now, this doesn't mean you can never have lemon in your life. It means don't mix it directly into your beetroot juice. If you want vitamin C, take it as a separate supplement at a different time of day. Your circulation will thank you for keeping these two apart. Before we go further, I want to check in with you for a moment. How old are you? Are you in your 60s, 70s, maybe beyond? If you currently drink beetroot juice as part of your routine, type Beet in the comments right now. I want to see how many of us are in this together. And if you've been making any of these mistakes, don't be hard on yourself. Nobody told you. That's exactly why I'm here. Mistake number 3, not pairing beetroot juice with the right fat source. Here's something that never makes it into the mainstream health content. Certain phytonutrients in beetroot juice, particularly betalains, the compounds responsible for that deep purple color and significant anti-inflammatory activity, are fat-soluble. That means your body absorbs them dramatically better when they're consumed alongside a small amount of healthy fat. A clinical study published in the journal Nutrients found that co-ingestion of dietary fat with betalain-rich foods increased absorption by up to 67% compared to consuming them without fat. 67%. That's not a small number. For a senior whose body is already dealing with reduced absorption efficiency in the digestive system, this pairing becomes even more critical. The good news is that the solution is incredibly simple. Drink your beetroot juice alongside a small handful of walnuts, a teaspoon of olive oil stirred in, half an avocado, or a small portion of mixed nuts. That's it. The fat is there, the absorption improves, and you start actually getting what you paid for. Pro tip: walnuts are particularly powerful here because they contain their own cardiovascular compounds, including arginine, which works synergistically with the nitric oxide pathway. This is one of the combinations I'll explain in more detail when we get to the number one secret. Now, let me share a story with you. I remember Patricia, a 74-year-old retired school teacher from Atlanta. She had been drinking beetroot juice every morning for 2 years. Every single morning. And she came to my office frustrated nearly to tears. Her blood pressure hadn't moved. Her legs still felt heavy and swollen by midday. She was exhausted before noon. She told me, "Doctor, I read everything. I do everything right. Why isn't it working?" When I walked through her routine with her, I found 4 of the 7 mistakes we just covered. She was buying bottled commercial juice. She was adding lemon every morning. She was rinsing with antibacterial mouthwash immediately after drinking it. And she was drinking it right before sitting down to watch the news for an hour. I asked her to make 3 simple changes. Switch to cold-pressed juice, drop the mouthwash and the lemon, and drink it 60 minutes before her morning walk in the neighborhood. 3 weeks later, she called my office. She said, "Doctor, I don't know what happened, but my legs feel lighter. I walked the whole block twice yesterday and I wasn't winded. And this morning, my blood pressure reading was the lowest it's been in 6 years." This wasn't a miracle. This was her body finally getting what it had been trying to receive for 2 years. All it needed was for the mistakes to get out of the way. Mistake number 2, not accounting for your medications. This one is serious, and I want you to hear me clearly. Beetroot juice is a powerful natural food. And like any powerful substance, it interacts with medications, particularly 2 categories that many adults over 60 take regularly. First, blood pressure medications. Beetroot juice lowers blood pressure meaningfully. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Nutrition reviewed 16 clinical studies and found an average reduction of 4 to 5 millimeters of mercury systolic from regular beetroot juice consumption. If you're already on antihypertensive medications, this combination can cause blood pressure to drop too low. Symptoms include dizziness, lightheadedness, and fainting, which in older adults carries a serious fall risk. Second, medications for erectile dysfunction, specifically PDE5 inhibitors. These medications also work through the nitric oxide pathway, and combining them with high-dose nitrate sources, like concentrated beetroot juice, can cause dangerous drops in blood pressure. The solution here is not to avoid beetroot juice if you're on these medications. It's to speak with your doctor before adding it to your routine, start with a smaller serving of half a cup rather than a full cup, and monitor your blood pressure more frequently in the first 2 weeks. Knowledge is protection. You deserve to use this powerful food safely. If you're finding this video helpful, please take a moment right now to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. My mission is to give adults over 60 the real, complete information they need to make smart decisions for their health, not the simplified version, the whole truth. And share this with someone you care about, a parent, a sibling, a friend who's been struggling. You might just change the conversation they have with their own doctor. And now we've arrived at the one mistake that I consider the most significant of all. The one that not only cancels the effect of beetroot juice, but costs you the opportunity to triple it. Mistake number 1, using beetroot juice alone instead of as part of a targeted nitric oxide stack. Here's the truth that the wellness industry doesn't want to simplify for you, because simplification sells products, not outcomes. Beetroot juice is powerful, but after 60, your nitric oxide production is so compromised that relying on a single source, no matter how potent, is like trying to fill a bathtub with 1 faucet when you need 3. The nitric oxide pathway in the aging body has 3 distinct bottlenecks. First, dietary nitrate intake, which is what beetroot juice addresses. Second, the enzymatic conversion process in your vascular walls, which requires specific cofactors including L-arginine and L-citrulline. Third, the antioxidant environment in your blood because nitric oxide is destroyed by oxidative stress faster in older adults. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed adults over 65 who consumed beetroot juice alone versus those who consumed beetroot juice in combination with a targeted protocol addressing all three bottlenecks. The beetroot-only group saw an average 18% improvement in blood flow markers. The combination group saw a 54% improvement. Same beetroot juice, same dose, same timing. The difference was everything else working together. So what does the combination look like in practice? Let me break it down completely. I remember William, a 78-year-old retired engineer from Chicago. He came to me after his second hospitalization for hypertension. His doctor had him on 2 blood pressure medications, and his readings were still inconsistent. He was scared. His wife Elizabeth was scared. He told me he felt like his body was a machine that nobody knew how to fix anymore. I want you to know, I told him, that your body hasn't stopped responding. We just haven't found the right inputs yet. Then I walked him through exactly what I'm about to tell you. 4 months later, William came in for a follow-up with a stack of home blood pressure readings. His average systolic had dropped 22 points. His cardiologist had already reduced one of his medications. He shook my hand and told me, "Doctor, I feel like myself again. I walked 40 minutes yesterday. I hadn't done that in 2 years." His wife Elizabeth, sitting next to him, was crying quietly. He said, "She keeps telling me she got her husband back." This was not a miracle. This was a man whose body still knew how to heal. It just needed someone to give it the complete picture. Here's the complete targeted nitric oxide protocol I use with my patients over 60. Start every morning by drinking 180 to 240 milliliters of cold-pressed beetroot juice. This is your primary nitrate source. Consume it 60 to 75 minutes before your most physically active period of the day. Pair it with a small handful of walnuts or a single teaspoon of high-quality olive oil to maximize betaine absorption, as we discussed. Do not use antibacterial mouthwash for at least 2 hours before and after consuming it. 30 minutes after your beetroot juice, take 3 grams of L-citrulline. Not L-arginine alone, because L-citrulline converts to L-arginine in the kidneys with superior bioavailability and provides a more sustained effect. L-citrulline directly supports the enzymatic pathway in your blood vessel walls, the second bottleneck I described. To address the third bottleneck, oxidative destruction of nitric oxide, include a daily serving of vitamin C, 500 milligrams, taken in the afternoon, and increase your intake of foods rich in polyphenols. Dark berries, pomegranate, and green tea are the most studied and most effective at protecting nitric oxide from oxidative breakdown. Within 3 days of starting this full protocol, most people notice their energy levels begin to stabilize. Within 1 week, you'll notice circulation changes, hands and feet staying warmer, less heaviness in the legs. Within 2 weeks, blood pressure readings typically begin shifting. Within 4 weeks, most of my patients report that their doctors have noticed measurable changes. Now, don't make these critical errors when you begin. First, don't start with a full dose of everything at once. Begin with just the beetroot juice corrections for the first 3 days. Let your body adjust. Then add L-citrulline. Then the antioxidant support. Build in layers. Second, don't skip days during the first month. The nitric oxide pathway rebuilding process is cumulative. Consistency over the first 30 days is what determines whether you see results. Third, if you are on any medications I mentioned, especially blood pressure medications, speak with your physician before beginning and monitor your readings more frequently in the first 2 weeks. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Have you been making any of these mistakes? Maybe the mouthwash one surprised you. Maybe you didn't realize timing mattered this much. Tell me about your experience in the comments. I read every single one. Your story might be exactly what another person reading the comments needs to hear. Let's bring this together. Today we covered 7 critical mistakes that rob seniors of the full power of beetroot juice after 60. Mistake 7, using processed commercial juice instead of cold-pressed or fresh. Mistake 6, drinking it at the wrong time without pairing it with physical activity. Mistake 5, using antibacterial mouthwash and destroying the bacteria needed for nitrate conversion. Mistake 4, adding lemon or citrus directly, disrupting the pH balance needed for absorption. Mistake 3, not pairing it with a fat source, leaving up to 67% of its betalains unabsorbed. Mistake 2, ignoring medication interactions, which can create real safety risks. And mistake 1, using beetroot juice as a standalone intervention instead of as the anchor of a targeted nitric oxide protocol. My message today is not fear, it is not frustration, it is empowerment. Because every single one of these mistakes is correctable starting tomorrow morning. You are not broken. Your information was incomplete. Now it isn't. Here is my challenge to you. Commit to the full protocol I described for 30 days, just 30 days. No antibacterial mouthwash, cold-pressed juice only, time it right, pair it with fat, add L-citrulline, protect your nitric oxide from oxidative breakdown, track how you feel each week, write it down, then come back and tell me what changed. Your circulation, your blood pressure, your energy, your brain, they all depend on the same system. And that system responds when you give it what it truly needs. Age does not stop your blood vessels from responding to nitric oxide. It does not stop your body from recovering. It simply reminds you that the details matter more than they used to. And now you have the details. If this video helped you, please smash that like button, subscribe so you never miss what we share here, and send this to someone who drinks beetroot juice every morning and has no idea why it isn't working. You might start a conversation that genuinely changes their health. I'm Dr. Eleanor Whitfield. Take care of yourself.